to conclude our race 2 of our doubleheader. It is from this time from our Cup Series up in the booth tonight. We have someone who is in the booth for the first time, and I do want to welcome him not only to the booth but also to the league as well. Welcome, Musa. Welcome to the broadcast booth, man. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling excellent, man. It's gonna be fun. I just recently just saw the Xfinity Series race, I believe, at Talladega, and I think it'll be nice to come up here and watch the race and commentate myself.
All
Thank you.
right, no problem. And obviously, they'll be joining us is a man who had a really great run in the Xfinity Series race earlier tonight, and that was Electric Days, who will be joining us. And we can't forget about former CGR driver who is currently in the free agency, and that is Kluka. They'll be joining us, but yet let's go ahead and break it down to you guys for our Cup Series broadcast. It is this past Thursday. It was Big Jim got himself a big win at Darlington, and now the question is how can he go through the amount of drivers that's in store for him tonight? We will get to the bottom of that later on, and then we'll talk about the whole race itself. Musa, how do you feel about Talladega tonight, man? We saw what happened in the Xfinity race when Mudweiser won it, and now the question is, who has the shot to win it tonight?
I think it's gonna be knowing where your buddies are at, your teammates are at, and knowing who you can trust and not trust. I've been in a few races myself where the guy behind you, the chances of them actually trying to help you advance, it'll help them advance. But some people think that if you put them out, to dry a little bit, it'll make a lot of enemies. But again, you got to know where your buddies are at, especially your teammates. Teammates are very valuable at these big tracks, like these 2.5-mile tracks, 2-mile tracks. Even at Indianapolis, it matters a lot to have your teammates. So I kind of feel like at these big tracks, if you can work and go without your teammates, I think you'll do excellent in this race.
Very well said. Very well said. Before we get any further, do we have Electric Days or Kluka in here? I don't think so. But yet, either way, we saw.
I'm here.
All right, Kluka. I mean, we saw it. Welcome back to the booth in the Cup Series booth, and I believe we have Electric Days. Electric, welcome to the booth as well, man.
Hello. Thank you.
We got you loud and clear, and yet, what Musa and I were talking about is that we have a huge race tonight. Big Jim got a chance to win a huge win at Darlington, but yet, Kluka, I'm gonna ask you this, but yet, after what we saw at Daytona, is the manufacturers over, or has it just begun tonight?
To be honest, with at least 24 people racing tonight, manufacturers are going to be a big help, but not really in my opinion. There's something I'm going to say right now. I have a mullet growing right now. If Crab ends up winning tonight, I will cut off a mullet. I will.
But yet, you actually mentioned a really good point from what Kluka said, is that we do have another hot seat driver in the Cup race tonight, and yet it is a man who unfortunately did not get the win in the Xfinity Series, but he's coming back, and this is his first time back in the Cup Series since last season, and that is Crab. He will be racing in the Cup Series races tonight. I'm excited about that. Electric Days, who are you keeping an eye on tonight?
After being in Xfinity, I really have anybody winning this race, but I'm gonna pick a SHR person. I'm gonna pick Heredia. I really think that him and the rest of my team can get up there and hopefully get another win for us.
I definitely do agree, and yet, Musa, I'm gonna ask you this though. We see so much, whether if it be teammates working together, whether if it be manufacturers working together. What's going to be the main key to race here at Talladega? And yet, what do you have to do to get yourself a win here tonight?
To answer that question, I think honestly trying to avoid the aggressiveness. I mean, at the start of the race, yeah, you got to take your moves and pick them wisely too, because one bad push, one bad bump, everybody's going to take a flip in Hawaii surfing, in the corner and just wrecking. But, yeah, to put in perspective, I would think you're going to have to just stay at the right moment, know when to push, when not to push, save your equipment, save your fuel, stuff like that will help you get better positions, if not a win. But, It's just you have to pick your battles wisely, and I think that's going to be the biggest key for tonight's race if you're going to win this race.
I definitely do agree, and yet let's go ahead and pick up our winners tonight. I'm gonna start off with you, Electric. Who do you see winning tonight's race?
Heredia.
Heredia, already. How about you there, Kluka? Who's winning tonight?
Give me like 30 more seconds. I gotta look through the people racing.
All right, and Musa, who's winning tonight?
I think at this point, bud, anybody can win this race. I think a Ford though. I'm a Ford man, so I'm gonna pick a Ford out there.
You're going to pick a Ford out there. I mean, for right now, I mean, the two Fords that have had the most wins thus far has been between Nobes and Heredia Gods. So, yeah, you are definitely in the right place for that. I think for Chevys, it's obvious. I mean, it could be between Brody or Joker or Ubi. And then again, I mean, you can either look at the Toyota side. I mean, you can look at Big Jim. You can look at those who are involved with the Toyotas. And yet we see Fiben, we see Big Jim, we see Fire Slayer, we see Crab, we see a lot of people that people are rooting for in this race tonight. And we're glad to have you guys with us here tonight, here on this beautiful night of Talladega racing. And yet, I'm gonna ask all three of you guys tonight. Will we see more or less? Or will we see a lot or a small amount of cautions? I'm gonna start off with
A
you.
lot.
All right. Without going
I'm
one by
gonna say a lot more due to the fact because of how much more faster the cars are and how much more harder they are to control, and it's Cup Series. Everybody in any league would always want to go for the highest series win, and it kind of feels like that pumps everybody's aggressiveness and pressure up the roof, you know.
I definitely do agree. I believe they're currently getting everything ready. So yet we'll have to.
Riley just sent me another invite.
All right, Musa, did you get an invite?
No, not yet.
I will send them one when I get in. So I got my prediction now. I came down to two people. Dallin. I watched Dallin recently. He's been improving a lot. Dallin could be one to watch out for tonight in Drunkfest. We saw the Stuart Haas drivers be amazing at Daytona. They were fast. They were up from that whole entire race. But Nobes pulled it off and won.
Definitely do agree. Musa, you did get an invite too, right?
Sorry, and you just got one from Joker. Thank you.
All right, Electric, you got one too, right?
Yeah, it's only got one.
Perfect. Hey,
I got three.
Okay.
Show off. He's like,
You like me more?
It's like whenever people go to Halloween and be like, "Ooh, I got a candy. Ooh, I got a Snickers. Oh, I got a rock."
I got a rock. The way that he said it.
Oh yeah.
I got a rock.
Get yourself a Snickers or a Three Musketeers, either way. But anyways, we're not talking about candy right now. We're talking about the racing. So yet, I was gonna say, Kluka said that he expects a lot of cautions. Musa, how about you? Do you think we'll see a lot or less cautions?
I think there will be a lot more because of just the speeds and the majority of the cars. You know, Cup cars again are so much more different than Xfinity cars and trucks. They drive so much more differently.
I agree. Electric Days, how about you, buddy?
From experience from Xfinity, I expect probably like one or two cautions. I mean, we got some great drivers in here in the Cup Series, so I just expect one or two. It should be a great race.
And it should be a great race here soon. And yeah, once when we get our chance to go green flag, we will bring you guys all the live action from Talladega Super Speedway. It will be a great race, and we do have permission to join. So go ahead and join, guys. Once again, another four-person booth. This time, we have someone who has their first time up in the booth, someone who is his first time back up in the booth, and someone who I pretty much just call the booth with every time. I gotta mess with the Electric, but yeah, either way though, we're glad we're glad to have all of our help up in the booth. It should be a great time, and we hope you guys go have a great time. Grab yourself a Mountain Dew, grab yourself a honey bun, grab yourself a Pepsi. It don't matter because we're about to go green flag racing at Talladega.
And to be healthy, get a water or an apple.
And it is Color who's starting up front in the 20 machine. Green flag in the air here at Talladega.
We are off.
Yeah, but also I'd like to thank you guys for letting me come back up here. I have gone through so much with this league. I've been in here since moment 1 of late June of 2020. It's been a fun ride ever since.
I have a question to you, Electric. So, I've raced a lot of league races here at Talladega and Daytona. Knowing how important the draft is, maybe some custom cars can actually, stick with the pack a little better because of the setups and all that. Now that everybody's pretty much on the even playing field, do you think that'll motivate guys to make more aggressive moves early in the race?
Yes, I do expect that just because of that hotline did work the first lap. Being up there, I do expect it to work on and off. Not that much though, just because of how many people do not want to move up and they just want to stay on the bottom just to get stage points and stuff. But probably stage 3, you probably see a lot of people move up to the hotline, try to see if it can work, and yeah, go from there.
And I will say this though is that this is Talladega, anything could happen. And right now you're seeing Color in his new team up with the Joe Gibbs Racing crew, and yet he's got the 19 right behind him, 2 teammates, 2 Toyotas up front. So yeah, that is good for him. Not only that, that is a cue ball fan who's I believe is making his 19 debut tonight.
Yes, he is.
Kluka, do you have any insight on cue ball fan?
No, I don't, but looking at the back right here, we see that Fluffy Sacks, I think that is with that 38 machine. They have dropped way far off right here. I don't know what happened there, but looking back through here, there's so many more cars in this race than the truck and Xfinity race. I think that there could be a lot more moves being done, a lot more, Highline runs coming through.
Exactly, but yet so far right now, you see that 42 McDonald's machine, aka what Horady will always say, good eats, is Brody up there, who's currently up in 4th. So yeah, good for him, but most of all, good for Color, who's currently running up in front, get a chance to lead some laps. And yet, I think the last time we had a 20 car up in victory lane was last season at, I believe it was the Roval. Or it was Charlotte. I don't know if it was the Roval or if it was the Oval. Either way, he got a chance to go to victory lane, and I believe that was Resistance.
Yeah, track position means so much, and the 18 was just in like the top 15, top 16, had one massive checkup, lost about 2 spots, maybe even 3 potentially there. Back here in the back.
Yes, I'm right up here checking out JGR, seeing them. These 2 cars up here, they're working pretty great with a debut driver right here with speed, and the 21 doing great. 42 of Brody that was just in the broadcast is another one that is doing great here at Talladega. Just hold on for the first stage.
Real quick, can somebody keep an eye on the back for me in case something does happen?
Yeah, something did just happen. They just went 4 wide back here in Crab. We got sent way down below double yellow. So it's that 18 I Dallin, a 13 a Crab. It looks like Big Jim and a few others. They are having a lot of mishaps back here. They are getting 3-4 wide as Speed will make a move to the outside. They're trying to get around for this lead right here. It looks like, yeah. I mean, he will, but will not look like it will work out. He will have to drop back a lot. Oh, he'll slip in right in front of Drifter, though.
Exactly, but yet, good for Brody, who's currently up in 3rd, and yet at the end of the races, we will get a chance to interview our top 3 to conclude the night, to conclude the broadcast. But here are some rules, and I know it was myself and Kluka that know the rules. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Electric also know from his experience in the Xfinity race is that you cannot go below the double yellow line. You cannot, if you go below it, you have to hold position. You cannot pass for position. But if you end up doing that, you'll have to go to the back, I believe, from what Brody said earlier.
You gotta be careful when bumping somebody on that straightaway, because if you bump them too much, that gets them out of the way, and if they go below that yellow line, like you said, you're gonna have to go to the back. So, maybe lift a little bit before you hit somebody's bumper might help a lot.
Well, the thing is, though, is that our Cup Series drivers, they definitely know how to hold the patience. They definitely know what's at stake. So yet, I believe we wouldn't see any Cup Series drivers making a bad move. I do have a question about Crab, so let's go ahead and get to Crab. If I can find him, there's Masopes, who is in the hot seat for this race, up in the 44 of the Richard Petty scheme. And let's go ahead and find Crab. He's in the 13, driving in the Ty Dillon camouflage scheme.
Yeah, but right now we can see the middle of the pack right here. Some drivers are starting to go up high right here. Why did I say it like that? But some drivers like Masopes and Briley so far have been making a lot of moves up high, or Ubi, whatever you want to call them. But they have been making a lot of moves up high recently, trying to get this high lane to run, which Crab will go up there and make that high lane hope to work. Ooh, it's 3-4 wide, though. Right here, lots of contact. We've seen a lot of contact in this back part of this pack right here. If there is a caution to come out early here, it's got to come through this back part of this pack.
But the thing
The
is...
13...
Go ahead.
The 13 just gave a huge push to the 44, and in fact got him a little squiggly out here. Man, that was so weird, and it's kind of crazy. Like I said, the draft in this game is so different from other NASCAR games that I've seen personally.
As sad news right here, we have seen that Big Jim, our winner from last week, has lost the draft and is falling back so much. They were at least going 2 of 7 to 8 pushing and hitting like 217 in the draft right up here, because the Big Jim just barely fell out of the draft on the, I think, in turn 1 and 2 last time, and at least a second and a half to 2 seconds back right now, which is bad. Ooh, as big move there by Ubi back there with, I think that is the 44 Masopes.
Well, let me go ahead and get to Node's stream and figure out how many laps we have left in this race. And once we get a chance to do that, we will get a chance to know the whole thing. So yet they're currently up on the backstretch, and I believe currently Nobes is in 7th, which is really good for him. He's got himself 2 wins already this season. So yet once when they cross the start-finish line, I will get the lap counter for everyone here. So, but hey, real quick, I do want to point out though, it is really good to see Color, who was in the 38, but yet now here he is in the 20. He's currently running up in front, getting a chance to lead so far most of the laps here in stage number 1. So that is really good for Color and for Q-Ball Fan to be up right behind him in this debut as we approach the 20 laps to go here at stage number 1.
There is gonna have to be pitting, I think, most likely in the stage, if I'm not wrong.
I think the back is trying to start to form a little bit of a line here back in the pack and the lead pack.
The only thing that they are really much doing right now is trying to get this run going, but I don't think it's going to work the way that they're so squirrely up there in that high lane. McCard and Ubi will both join up into there, but I don't think it's going to work right here. They will go 3 wide right here trying to pass Dallin. They are moving around so much back here. There's innocent victims like Fire, who could just be caught. Yeah, like Fire and Ubi, who aren't making that much a move, just innocent victims to a wreck back here. They're driving way too hard as Heredia, now on the outside lane, will be left at the dry with Masopes, and he will drop all the way to the back of this pack.
Exactly, and yet, so far, I mean, from my experience, seeing Ubi, seeing Joker, is that they can end up having a terrible run, but yet, once when they go to the back, they always find a way to get themselves up front. So yeah, keep an eye on Joker and Ubi. These 2 guys have been great teammates over the past 3 seasons now. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to see what they can do, especially with a lot of changes that has been made thus far with Hendrick.
Yeah, going back to the beginning of season 1, I remember this. Joker didn't move up to the top series until I think week 3 or 4. He was offered to ride the Toyota, but turned it down in the top series. This has turned out very well for him in the 88. He's created a very, very strong crew here. Ubi has. He's created a very consistent crew to keep with. He's had the 88 car this whole entire I think, career of this league right here. His team has stayed very consistent. It has not been moving around a lot.
Do you think being back here in the pack might affect your car a lot more than if it was in the lead? Like, let's say 3 cars back from the leader, 4 cars back in the leader.
I mean, it can. We saw drivers inside the top 5 and 10 not have the best laps of the race. We saw that they had like the 17th fastest lap. Greg, who was in the back this whole entire Xfinity race, had the fastest lap of the race and was number 1 in the weekly. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're in the lead. Speed does not matter here. The one thing that really does matter is the draft. Draft is such a big standpoint here that you could have one of the worst feeling cars out on the track and still have a chance to win because of the draft.
Exactly. Electric Days, are you still with us, buddy? And what are you seeing out there?
Yeah. Seeing a lot of single file right now. I'm liking this because this is what Talladega is meant for. Other than going 2 wide or 3 wide, would expect that later on in the race. But watching Fire Slayer in the backpack right now, they're breaking apart a little bit, but not that much. Yeah.
Wait, you go.
I was going to say, we are approaching up to 16 laps to go, and they have 9 laps of fuel here, but yet once when they approach the line, it will end up being 15 laps to go. So there is a chance that we could see some green flag stops before the end of the stage. So please, yeah, guys, if I was y'all, I'd keep an eye on the back, because anything can happen when it comes to these green flag stops. I think everyone... Go ahead, buddy, go ahead.
Do you know one thing I was just realizing, too, when you're talking about pit stops?
What's up?
These guys have to be very careful going pit stops, too, because I've been firsthand, I've seen, pit road penalties, all because somebody maybe missed the mark when braking, and plus the speeds are going down there. And, look at the top 4, there's a Toyota, Chevy, and Ford. So if the Toyotas decide to try to come in, they have to try to avoid the Camaro and the Fords, or maybe might see even 2 manufacturers working together to go down pit road, too.
Exactly, and yet the question is, I'm going to ask you, Kluka. I mean, you have your experience with potentially 13 laps to go. What is the strategy? I mean, is it worth go ahead and just get some fuel, or you want to take a roll?
What I would do is just take a splash of fuel at this point, because I did my personal league race here at Talladega the other day. You get 20 laps of fuel at 2X tire wear. So if you take a splash of fuel, you get around 5 laps.
Well,
there we go. There's the wreck. They saved it all, but McCard will lose the draft. That was the 12-car Fire Slayer. There we go!
Heredia.
Oh, up and over Heredia. Heredia's
What happened
up and
to him?
over.
Let's go ahead.
See, contact from Fire Slayer. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, it looked like his car just...
12 laps to go here at the end of stage 1, ladies and gentlemen. 12 laps to go.
Multiple drivers will lose the draft right here, including Ubi, Idolin. The 18 somehow find his way to get back in the draft. The 34 and the 9, they all lost the draft from that. Big wreck. But right now, back to what I was saying, you can take a splash of fuel right here and some tape and wedge adjustments.
Hey, there they go. The leaders
signaling pit stops right there.
Signaling to pit. And yet, let's see here. The leaders got to be careful, especially with those who are not going to be coming down to the pit road. Let's see how Color can handle it. Here he comes.
Joker right now. Let's see the everyone's coming in besides Joker.
Brody's staying out.
In the hot seats.
The 19.
Joker, Speed, Brody in the hot seats all stay out.
The way how 19 came into that pit, man, way too hot. It looked like he got a penalty.
We saw penalties be huge. 7 drivers for the Xfinity Series got penalties, such as Tiger, Vibe, and Marnes, and a few others who are big runners. I think everybody's coming in this time, besides it looks to be Brody. Brody was the only one who did not single to come down in.
Well, we'll see what happens here. I'll say,
Brody will stay out, as well as the hot seat driver, Crab, and I think another hot seat driver of
Crab right there, and
And
so
Capjack.
Cap, Cap, Captain Jack. Yeah, and you got to think about this though, is that even though Crab is in a hot seat, all three of these drivers are teammates.
Also, too, I am seeing this. There is a group of Fords that has built up mainly Stuart Haas and one Toyota. It's a 5 group of drivers, including Nobes Fire Slayer, Mike,
Mike G.
Drugfest, and Color. They are all right now in a line right now. They're going to get out ahead of everyone right here. A good strategy run from them pitting pretty early. They are definitely should take the lead right here.
Do you know what the things I've learned off of these big plate tracks and these big 2-mile tracks is that since the track is so huge, if you need to, let's say, want to pit early, it will be so worth it because the fact is once you pit and those other cars pit after you, you'll be in the track, most likely with draft, if not, still have good momentum on the track. So while coming down to pit road, you're doing your service, those guys that pitted earlier will have that momentum and will pass you most likely. But if
that goes
you
with most tracks too.
I'm sorry to interrupt you guys real quick, but yet the leaders are coming down to pit road this time by, and yet we'll end up having 10 laps to go. So yet it is all three: Brody, Captain Jack, and Crab. I'm sorry to interrupt you guys, but yet I believe who will be taking the lead could be Speed Racer in that 21.
I think the leaders right now. No, it's not Speed Racer in the 21. I think, to be honest, right now it's Color that's in the lead right now. Color was the first group to come down and pit. Let me see if I'm not wrong. Let's see who's part of that group right there. Because remember Riley ended up dropping to the back. I think Speed got a penalty. All those drivers were mostly out of the group pack right here. Let's see.
Well,
the leading pack right now is Mike and those guys. All those drivers right there got a speeding penalty.
Hang on, wait 1 second right now because I'm keeping an eye on Drunkfest, I believe, because I'm watching his stream right now, and yeah, you are right. The 20 is the leader, and once when they get to the line for quick on there. 9 laps to go, so yeah, you are very correct. They
all sped, so Speed ended up speeding the 18 did, Masopes did, and Riley ended up losing the draft, so Riley did not speed. But a huge thing happening for the rookie Speed today.
Go ahead, Electric, go ahead.
Oh, my fault, but I think the 19, when he went in the pit with them, I did see him go in the pit with him, he spun out or must have just automatically sped through the whole pit stop. So that's how Color is in the lead, because I seen him get in front of them even before they even got in the pit stop.
Well, the one thing I do want to say is, if you look back at it, the first race of the season, even our heat races, we've seen how good the Fords can work together. So this doesn't surprise me much. Even the Toyota. Oh, and there's a little bit of lag. I don't know if that was from the 20, but yet I believe we have less than 8 laps to go at the end of stage 1 here, gentlemen.
So there's something I might see right here. There are 3 Haas drivers right here. Remember, my prediction for this race was I think I ended up saying Mike was either going to win, or it was Mike or Drunkfest that were either going to win right here, I think I said. And right now, they are second and third in a line of Stuart Haas right now. We could see with 2 or 1 to go, these Stuart Haas drop off and get a run in that 20 car right here, and they would so easily be able to overtake them.
2 things I see right here. An advantage, again, good pit crew and good pit stops for these Fords over here. Top 5 of Fords, I think they did a good play call here. And like you said earlier, Stuart Haas is up here, man. Most of the cars, if not all the cars, are up here. So maybe they might try to do some crazy move for the last lap of the stage and try to help these SHR cars.
Well, I am thinking like Mayhem is probably looking at this race and so proud of who he got out of the free agency or trades or anywhere. Looking happy about Drunk and them. The whole team is up there in the top 5.
Right now here, ladies and gentlemen, we are at 6 laps to go to conclude stage 1. So far, the one person that has led the most laps is in that 20 car of Color, but yet this is really interesting because you see that the 20 is working with the Fords, but yet, do you think the Fords are just going to let them high and dry, or do you think it's going to give them that stage win?
I'm not exactly sure what the point situation is, but if I were one of those Fords, as much as it's a Toyota and all that, work with them a little bit, because you never know at the end of the, race, he might be behind you, and if he has some of his Toyota buddies, he might, ditch you. It could be a win-loss situation. I mean, again, they're Fords, and this is a Toyota. They have the power right now. They have the manufacturer overpowering the 20 car. They can just go out on the outside if they wanted to at any moment, given time. So, again, if you work well with this Toyota, the Toyota might work well with you during the mid race or maybe end of the race.
Exactly, but yet with less than 5 laps to go right now here, ladies and gentlemen. It is all about this top 5 we're seeing right now. You're seeing Color, you're seeing Drunk Fest, you see 3 out of the 4 SHR cars, might I add. Sorry for the bots right there, but it is Drunk Fest, it is Mike G, it is Nobes, who are in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and then following along right behind them, it is Penske's driver in the 12 of Fire Slayer.
Great days.
So far it's been really working well for Color, but yet the question is, can he hold this lead for long with less than about 4 laps to go here at the end of the stage?
Do you think the communication is strong with these guys up in the lead right now?
Well, I mean, as far as the Ford drivers, yes, but as far as a Ford and a Toyota, no. But, I mean, wherever Drunkfest goes, I mean, you best believe you can only assume that Mike G and Nobes and Fireslayer are going to follow along. So, yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on this top 5 here, guys. With less than, I believe, 3 laps to go here at the to conclude stage number 1. You're watching the Hennessy Performance League YouTube page right here on YouTube, and yet up in the booth it is Mosa, it is Kluka, it is Electric Days, and myself, Code Red.
As of right now, how many laps is it?
3 to go, I believe. I think, and they're approaching up to 2 to go here at the line.
I would say they will be able to catch up to Big Jim, which is like right now on the same turn as them, about to just now get off of the turn 2. I don't know if that might play to an effect for Drunk to go up high, take his draft, and come back down low, or just stay high for the teammates and win the stage.
I think. Go ahead.
Looking at the lead pack right now, coming down to one more lap. It looks like the 14 is laying back a little bit. I think they're gonna make a move here in a minute now. I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah, but yet the problem is though, is I'm seeing it right now, is that Nobes tire light is currently on. So if I was Fireslayer, I'd either pass him or try to get away from. Oh, here comes Drunkfest. Drunkfest. I told you guys.
Here they come. This is not shocking here, but watch out for Big Jim up here. This could help out mostly the 20 right here.
No, he moved out.
Big Jim gets out of the way, but right now it is Big Jim who's currently up in the lead, and yet oh boy, here comes Mike G. Mike G down to the bottom, but yet the 4 is going to help us out. This is all Stuart Haas racing. He's going to pass the 41, and that is Mike G. And yet, coming up to the tri-oval, here we go. Who's going to win this stage when we get to it?
Oh, here we go. Big run coming from the back with Nobes.
Stage 1 winner, and it's going to be
Mike
G gets the stage 1 win. Wow.
All right, so I am 1 for 1 so far. I remember saying, I look back on the stream, I said Mike G and I down were my picks. Mike G will end up winning stage 1 right there. A big upset though. Mike G he's been progressively good at the super speedways. Did good at Daytona, and now already got a stage 1 here at Talladega. So definitely one to watch.
And real quick, I do want to point out that something I can't believe I didn't even forget is that the last time we was here, we saw a cars-like finish where Mike G, who was with Penske at the time last season, pushed Nobes to get his first ever win by helping Nobes get up to the start-finish line to get the win by pushing him all the way up there. So definitely doesn't surprise me to see how good Mike G can be. And because of that, he got himself a ride here in the 14, and he got himself a Stage 1 win. And not only that, but he's going to lead the field to back to green flag action. Mosa, what did you see from Stage 1 right there?
Well, I saw, especially in the last 2 laps, I think the leader, who I believe was the 41, anticipated where the 11 car was going to go, and as a result, I think the 14 just snuck right under the 41 to pass him. It was close between the yellow line and him, but, you know, it looked like he was clean for the most part. But if that happens again, watch out, because these lap cars really make the leaders nervous to see where they're going to go, most case scenario.
Sorry to cut you off here, guys, but I would check what's going on in the back right here. 3-4 wide battle right there, coming off of 1 and 2 right there. They were swerving everywhere. I'd watch out here in the back, as it looks like the 6 and the 38 nearly had an incident that took out the field.
So far right now, it is all about Mike G, who is currently up in the lead, but yet it is Color in the 20 who has led the most laps here already, and yet we're at stage number 2.
As they are 3 and 4 wide, back around 10th to 15th right here. Joker, Brody, McCard, and Speed are all in the middle of this. They all started up front. Now they are in the way back of the pack right now, fighting not to wreck their car. I mean, if you wreck their car in the stages and no caution comes out, you are pretty much screwed, essentially.
Exactly, but yet, if I was Mayhem, I would be enjoying what I'm seeing right now. You got three out of the 4 cars, or trying to say, 3 out of the 4 cars currently up in the top 5. So yet, it is really good to see Stuart Haas up in front. That is Mike G, that is Drunkfest, and that is Nobes, who's right behind the 20 of Color in 4th place.
Loving this.
Yeah, so...
I was going to say... Go ahead, Go ahead.
No, you go. Nah,
I
you go.
was gonna say,
This is more important.
I completely forgot that we have a Stuart Haas driver up at the booth tonight. I wonder how he's feeling there, Electric.
Oh, man.
Ooh. Near...
Oh, man.
Right in the back right there is Riley. Riley got sent way far down below the apron back there. Nearly got in a big wreck.
But I'm about to cry about how happy I am for this team to be all in the top 5.
Yeah, the only person who's been really struggling today is top 5 or best driver in the league right now, Heredia. Heredia right now is back in 21st or 22nd right now. He has not been just necessarily having the speed today and not had the luck to stay up there in the front draft. Neither has top drivers this season like Joker, Ubi. None of them have really had the luck today to be up there. This track, a lot of people say it's luck. It's a combination of both luck and skill.
Exactly.
Gotta have skill. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Musa, I know with your first night being up in the broadcast booth, I mean, what is your thoughts as what we're seeing right now? We're seeing, the teams helping each other out, but yet we're also seeing a little bit of manufacturers helping one manufacturer out. As we saw, Color in the Toyota, the 20, is helping out with the Fords. What do you think about all this?
It's a lot to handle at the, only like maybe halfway into this race almost. But yeah, it's been crazy so far. It's been one of those crazier Talladega races that I've had announced personally. And I think we're having a little bit of a lane change back here, and maybe try to make work now the kind of dying off there. But yeah, I think that it's a video game, so I don't think really manufacturer, would just hurt each other just because of, different manufacturers. I think it's, again, every man for himself. Ultimately, what I think of teammates, I think of people who are going to drive a little bit more easier on the track. But that's easier said than done when it comes to Talladega. Everybody's going to try to go for this big 2.6 mile win,
I agree. I definitely do agree with what you're saying. Makes a lot. I mean, with the knowledge that we have as far as what from the booth, we can tell you guys immediately how it feels to be out there in the racetrack, and it's just patience. I mean, that's why you're seeing all these drivers in a single file line. Is that it's not because what matters is taking the lead. Obviously, being up front is important, but what matters is staying with the draft, staying with the partner that's right in front of you, whether if he's your teammate or not.
Yes. I mean, being out there on that track, it only matters about staying on that bottom line. If you want to go up to the high, you got to just hope and pray that a couple cars can just go up there and help you out, just because of people want stage points and they want to stay on that bottom lane just for them stage points. So we still got to give it time for them to try out the high lane and then try to go for it all later on in the race.
One thing that I think Mike has an advantage as leading this pack is he has clean track, okay? He doesn't have to worry about checking up. He doesn't have to worry about any wrecks, really, be honest with you. But one thing that being in the lead is everybody wants it. So he has to keep an eye on behind him to control all lanes. Even though they're at the bottom, he has to still watch that outside lane come out of nowhere.
Yeah, that very well said. Very, very well said. I definitely do agree with what you're saying. Kluka, what are you seeing out there from your end?
For my end, everyone knows I'm not that big of a Ford guy, but right now the Fords have just been absolutely dominant this race. Right now they are 1, 2, 4, and then it takes a big jump to Dallin, and then just all the Fords are they're conjumbled they're not really conjumbled everywhere. They're pretty much placed all together. But I think that right now a sleeper for this race is the Chevys, but the Fords right now are the main runners for this race.
Good save, by the way. Good save.
Great days.
Whew, man, I'll tell you one thing. It is getting very brutal out there as far as, if you're a driver, you got to think about this, though. The patience. Here comes the second line. Being led by always Joker. He's going to try to bring What happened there? Oh, crab.
That was everybody. Everybody just cut down right in front of there, sent speed below the double yellow. That was a very, very risky move right there. I thought a wreck was about to happen right there with Crab, and just everyone went so aggressive right there. I'm shocked that nothing ended up happening.
Definitely do agree with you right there, but yet so far it is always Joker who is currently still out there, but yet what matters is our leader in Drunk Fest, or not Drunk Fest, but Mike G, my apologies for the botch, but yet it is we're getting really close down to the wire as far as the green flag stops, so yeah, be sure to keep an eye on those. And then after tonight, I believe we should be heading to a road course.
Alright, that's good that they sent me 3 invites for a reason. I just lagged out.
You just lagged out? Well, I guess they realize that. But yeah, after tonight, they will be heading to Mid-Ohio this Thursday night.
You guys think it's getting nervous up in the front? How about we look at the back? Those guys, just because the leader is having fun at the time of his life, maybe some of these guys back here are having a lot more different day, a lot of checkups, a lot of having to use the throttle brake. Checking up might hurt you a little bit, but keep in mind too, maybe being back there might save a little bit of fuel, maybe a lap or two.
I definitely do agree, but yet the thing about this though is that what can you do to get yourself up in the front? I mean, we've seen drivers use that second line, so yet, I mean, how much patience do you need? I mean, when is the time to make the right move to go ahead and follow second line?
Yeah, also too right now, there's something different than the Xfinity race. We actually have in-race officials right now. We have Jackson Altman and JoJo Siwa later, so we can commute things way easier, but there's something that we got to watch out for here. The double yellow line, it came into a pretty big effect in the Xfinity race. A lot of the drivers were drop back out. They lost quite a few spots right here, so I think going for stage wins and the race wins, that double yellow line rule could come in big effect.
You know, another thing that I also have to point out, being in the lead, is you have to worry about the random checkups, and that also helps you not having to get so much damage in your nose too.
Well, I mean, the thing is though is that even though we do have Mudweiser who won the Xfinity race earlier, Crab, Masopes, some hot seat drivers, you best believe when it comes to them and the Cup Series drivers, they have a lot of patience and yet don't have to worry about checkups. Let's go ahead and check out in the back. There's a lot of action going on in the back right now here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and here comes a second line being run by Cue Ball, and here comes Masopes. Masopes is going to get up front. Let's go ahead and keep an eye on that outside line.
You know, they saw the 6 check up a little bit there, and that's what ultimately caused some of those moves.
Hey, real quick, I'll say some drivers are going to come down to pit road. Let's go ahead and keep an eye on that.
4 wide in the back right here. We went 4 wide for 1 quick second right there. With Masopes, that looks like Fire the 19 in Heredia. They end up going 4 wide right there. Oh, everybody coming down in. Holy. All the leaders. Ooh, I think multiple drivers sped right there. I think potentially Crab ended up speeding, Joker, and Brody. I think that they might have all sped right here. We will see, but for sure it looked like Joker sped.
All right,
this is what you call. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say keep an eye on the guys that are currently in pit road because I'm keeping an eye on the guys who are still staying out. It looks like Speed Racers coming down. I think a couple of drivers that are going to be coming down to pit road here this time.
As we have reports right now, Joker did end up speeding here. Brody sped too. Drunk Fest sped as well.
Wow.
3 drivers all speed. Brody in the pits for a very long time right here.
19 missed pit road.
19. That is Cue Ball fan.
Oh, in a round 2 damage for Fluffy. Looks like Fluffy might have clipped him. Oh my god, this is massive.
And you know what? As I was saying, coming out of pit road, you have to anticipate somebody's brakes. Some people either miss their marks, and some people just completely overshoot the marks. And
that
I think
19 got back in the pits though, which is good. Right now, I gotta watch this front group right here, which right now going side by side down through the front stretch. Brody, it looks to be Brody, Joker, and few others. Stages are over. Potential races if they go a lap down right here and they get trapped a lap down.
Well, here's
tough break for the 19.
Oh, yeah, watch out here.
But
here we go.
But yet here's the group I'm keeping an eye on. That is
3 wide. Oh, contact.
Oh boy.
Oh man, they are getting aggressive. 4 wide almost. Oh
and
my.
the momentum
goes to Mike G. Look at Mike G.
The momentum worked out for those guys that came a lap early.
Look at Mike G.
Crab right now. Crab up to 3rd place. Sorry for cutting you off.
I was going to say, Mike G, I kept an eye on them the moment they came out of pit road. You best believe that they had to run, and they executed it very, very well. Knowing full well you have Drunk Fest, or not Drunk Fest, sorry, but Nobes and Mike G, who are currently up in front. Know that, but listen to this, though. The 13, looks like Crab's lagging a little bit on my screen. I don't know if it's happening to y'all, but
everyone's lagging on my end. My internet goes terrible around 920, so it's not new.
If you end up lagging out, no worries, man. We just appreciate you.
I have another invite. I have 3 invites.
You're on the second one, but yet, real quick, I will say this: we're at 12 laps to go here to conclude stage number 2.
I just like to say, give appreciation for you guys letting me be up in this booth so far. It's been a heck of a ride, and hopefully, in the future, this action can continue to happen in this league.
No problem, man. I was lucky enough to get the admins to ask them if I had approval for you to join, and you are doing a very, very well job, and I'm very, very happy to have you up in the booth, as well as Kluka and, of course, Electric Days, even though he's in a SHR car.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Right, going back to the admin thing, I would like to thank the admins too for giving me another chance. The vote was tied at 4-4 originally. They shouldn't have re-voted. Should have been a no. They decided to re-vote. I got voted back in. I'd like to thank all the admins so much for that. And yeah.
And a little story. Cook has always been talking to me about Hennessy, and I actually been involved in somewhat of Hennessy. I think the truck race at Richmond, I spotted for Kluka. So I try to get involved as much as I can in these leagues. So again, thank you guys, and I'm very appreciative of this chance to be up here in the booth with you guys. This is awesome.
You're welcome.
Uh, no problem, bud. No problem. I don't know why I let you said you're welcome, but anyways, but in all seriousness though, we're glad to have you up in the booth. We're glad that our viewers are watching this race. We're glad to have all of you guys to be a part of this league. Even though I am burning up as I am right now, but yet the action is getting heated up right now.
102 degrees.
I feel like it's 102 degrees right now.
I knew you was gonna say that. They coming up on Jim right now. I don't know how many laps is it, but Jim might play a factor again unless he might just dip down to the infield. But
Let's go ahead. I'm gonna keep an eye on Noves' stream real quick. I don't know how many we have laps left, but yet let's go ahead
oh,
and
they all crap.
where'd Crab go? What happened to him?
Oh no, the fork went down and Crab went a little bit up and then he smacked him up a little bit more. But it's okay. Crab back still in third.
Good.
I'll say real quick. Glad to see Crab up in third. He is looking to get some sort of chance to win after what happened in the Xfinity race earlier on tonight. But yet he has a hot seat to race in that beautiful camouflage 13 of Ty Gibbs. But yet either way though, he's up in front. I mean he knows these drivers very well, very well. I mean he was Joker's teammate last season, and now here he is racing in CGR. Get a chance to prove to himself once again. With by the way, we are at 8 laps to go here, ladies and gentlemen, to conclude stage number 2.
Up for the lead, it looks like, unless these guys are going a lap down. We have the 48 leading, which I believe that will be Riley.
And
Ooh, Ubi to the outside right here with Heredia.
Here comes
Dallin and
here comes Ubi. Sorry to interrupt someone, but yet Ubi's on the outside. I told you guys earlier that the outside line could be your very best friend, but so far it is a lot of cars are on the inside line who is trying to make something up. But yet it is very good to see how well these drivers can be. Oh, Crab's in the middle. He should not be in there. As we say, a Crab fan said, Crab is a clutch god. Trust. That's what he said. So yet,
Crab has always been amazing at super speedways I have seen, but right now 3 wide in the back right there. This run right here has helped out the most right here for Heredia. Heredia was back in 22nd place around, I would say, 10-15 laps ago. Now in the top 5 right now. Heredia, he's an amazing driver. Won the championship last season. He's easily one of the best, or the best driver in this league. No matter what track, he can conquer it. I mean, he, right now, out of the middle of nowhere, has came up to 5th place. I mean, which is just insane.
and real quick, I'm gonna get to Nobe's stream to see how many laps we have left right now, and we'll get to that. Musa, what are you seeing out there so far, buddy?
Crazy. See these guys. I'm curious of how fast they're going right now, because you know these long trains that we see. Obviously, the lead trains. Usually, like when the guys like to push aggressive, the lap times are probably notching down. You know, that might not be important right now, but you know some of the lap cars got to watch out for it, because if they put up some fast laps, they'll be on their tail in no time.
Exactly, and I'm watching Nobes' stream right now as we approach to, let's see if they get ready to cross start finish line. 5 laps to go here to conclude stage number 2. And so far, the main storyline is that man right there in the 14 of Mike G, who is currently in the lead, who has led the most laps in this race thus far, won stage 1, and is looking to get a chance to take that 14 to victory lane here tonight. And yet, think about how awesome it would be for Electric Days, for Mayhem, for everyone in SHR to see Mike G go back to victory lane, or get a chance to go to victory lane.
Yes.
the speeds are very quick. And in fact, they're probably putting up some of the best lap times right now. I'm not exactly sure, but oh, we have a move again.
Oh boy, here comes Heredia God on the outside, and this time this line's got a lot of cars. But what is Mike G gonna do? Is he gonna block his own teammate? Is he gonna block Ubi? And Big Jim's gonna get out of the way. Just say, hey, I'm not gonna get involved with this little battle for the lead. He said, I'm good. I'll say it's getting really too quiet up in here.
There's just a lot of action everywhere. It's just so much. It's overwhelming, you know. Let's see. Get the leaders.
So far, go ahead.
Wait for the end of the stage. It's gonna get a lot more different than this.
How many laps we got left on the stage?
I think we're at 3 to go, I believe.
Right now, I'm looking to go perfect right now with my prediction. I, Dallin, and Mike for this win.
Oh,
I, Dallin, are running in fifth, 3 wide, 4 wide.
Oh boy, they're crunching. Masops in the middle of this. He does not need to be in the middle of this.
Masops, who was originally in the Cup Series, not like I think in season 1, dropped down to the Xfinity Series last season, got a championship.
White flag. I believe this should be white flag to end stage 2.
Anticipation and execution is gonna matter the most right now for the stage point right here.
Well, if you think about this though, you either have the option to get a chance to win a stage for Mike G's situation to win back-to-back stages, or let your teammate go on and get a chance to have most points. Here comes Dallin out on the outside with Heredia God and Crab. Fire Slayer was trying to do something up in the middle, but yet that's not going to do the game. Oh, the color made contact.
More contact.
And yet color makes more contact.
40 making it 3 wide. Now you backed out a little bit here.
Stage win will be Mike.
Stage 2 winner goes. Oh no! Yeah, stage 2 winner goes to Mike G.
Alrighty, I'm right now 100% on my predictions so far, which is scary.
Whew. That is intense.
Do you know one thing I saw at the end of that? Is that was a much bigger pack than stage 1. Could we see a bigger pack for stage 3?
Probably not. It's a 2-stop stage, most likely no caution comes out. So it's gonna be a very, very different story with strategies.
We'll definitely see how that goes for that. But yet, that is the end of stage number 2. And yet, Mike G, back-to-back stage wins already for him.
Watch Dallin then win the race. That'd be insane. I predicted everything.
I believe we're halfway through the race, if not at least a lap or 2 before halfway through the race.
We are over halfway through the race.
Oh, so now a lot of nerves. Gonna start kicking now.
Stage number 3 is upon us, and this is the final stage of the race, ladies and gentlemen. As we're going to go green flag back in the air here at the Geico 500 at Talladega.
Raise there.
Yeah, we need a theme song for Talladega, guys.
Now before the Xfinity race, I was actually listening to that, and Brody was like, "Is that Talladega by Air Church?" I was like, "Yeah." I'm just getting myself prepared.
I mean, I'm not no country fan. My parents listen to country so much, so I literally know every single country song.
I'm not a big country fan. I'm more of a rock and metal guy.
I'm a rap fan, to be honest.
Welcome back to Electric Days. Sorry to interrupt you guys, but we need to get back to the race. As we see Mike G, who's still up in the lead, and who's in the 34? That is the 34 of Ty of Hazard. Glad to see him up front.
Type Hazard's been slept on this race. He's been up front a lot this race, just been slept on.
Yeah, that 34 looking sharp. Again, a Ford. These Fords kind
The
of feel like...
Fords right now round out
Oh,
all the way. Here you go.
I was gonna say I heard some crunching. Keep an eye on the back here, guys, because this is about to get really dicey. Let's see here. So we should see more than one pit stop. Yeah, it is 31 laps to go here to conclude the end of the race.
Do you know what? These guys are so good. It kind of reminds me of the Talladega we have today, where some people like to give a little bit of space on the straightaways, and especially before they go into a corner.
9 hit the wall.
McCard hit the wall right
Ooh, as
there.
right now, where did that 8 car come from? Huge run.
Captain Jack. That is Captain Jack. It does not.
With a new team. When was the last time that he swapped in the 8 car? I remember him in the 24.
He was in the 24, but I believe this happened about either a week or 2 weeks ago right now. So yeah,
He wanted to get off Hendrick.
and it is Captain Jack who is racing in the I like the camouflage scheme. So shout out to Jack.
Oh!
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Move for the lead.
Here we go.
Type
Hazard.
Hazard's
I
been
Dallin right now making a move with him. Side by side, beating and banging.
Hazard.
Right now,
I'll say Hazard is making his way to the lead, but yet does he have enough time? He's got teammates, he's got a Chevy, he's got another teammate, that is Mudweiser, who won the Xfinity race earlier. Oh, there's some crunching in the
Oh,
back.
they back in there.
Contact.
Oh,
No, they good.
McCard gets...
They good.
Do you know what? What Ty did was a good move. It just didn't play out in the right moment, and he's going to fall back like a rock as you see him already back in 8th position, 7th position currently.
Ooh, man.
and right now we have seen the driver. Oh, there we go, big wreck. Oh,
Big
ties.
one.
Hard
Ties.
wrecking inside wall.
That is
Who
the
is
big
that?
one. But Soap's not
That-
involved.
So that will be a manual caution, most likely.
man.
The rookie
Oh,
Speed Racer has rage quit. He has rage
Speed
quit out of the
Racer's out.
race.
Speed Racer's
He
out,
rage
but
quit.
Soaps. McCar's all the way up to the back, so yet, as Kluka says, we will go to a manual caution. I hate to say this, but that is the first caution of the night in our doubleheader. That is unfortunate.
What a move, man. Just.
No,
team tied.
they're still going green.
Oh,
Wait,
I can call it.
Well,
Man,
They
what a
gonna
tough
take
break.
next time around.
Heredia's lagging.
Heredia.
Heredia's
Oh,
lagging.
here we go. Stack up.
Oh my god, this is.
Heredia's lagging.
Oh,
Heredia is
48.
lagging.
Oh, Ty Hazard. Big contact with the 48 a little bit. Tight
Heredia-
back here.
Heredia's lagging pretty bad on my screen. I don't know if it's that way to anyone else's. He had the same
Yeah,
issue.
he was.
He had the same issue that happened at Darlington the last week.
I think it's stopped now, so everybody settle back down and get right back in the single file.
Oh, I think
Joke. Oh boy.
No, manual.
caution.
Caution,
Yep, caution's
manual.
out.
Manual caution. That gives me a chance to grab me a Mountain Dew break. Oh my lord.
Do you know, now that we're most likely going to make some adjustments coming this pit stop, do you guys think somebody will mess with tape a little bit? Because I definitely know that tape will help some cars stack up to others and might maybe, just maybe give a little bit of downforce or make the cars a little lighter so they can get a little more draft.
I feel like, I mean, that could be the case, but at the same time, though, I wouldn't even want to mess with tape at this point. I mean, you had the option to go ahead and just take advantage of a good situation, get your fuel and tires. I mean, and I hate to say this, but I mean, at least they can go ahead and get that first round of pit stops done and over with now.
I was just about to say, if they have a little bit more time, you could up the tape a little bit, but that's you just playing mind games, because put that up like a little, like 55 to 50, you will like overheat and you will have to back out, like real life, you will have to back out of the draft and like get fresh air so the car can work perfectly. But
In return,
Everybody's
if they
going there.
can play it right, they might be able to gain an extra half a mile, that matters a lot.
now, do y'all think that it's going to be a trial of error, which is multiple crashes after this? Because it usually happens, or it usually just is probably one and done. But
Here's the thing: the restarts, any league I'm in, and any league, I've been personally. It feels like restarts are one of the most sketchiest things, especially when it comes to manual cautions, because some guy might not be able to get up the gears better. Some guys might end up missing a gear. Some guys have to check up a lot. Momentum always being put out. So, it's going to be very sketchy. I want to be surprised, as good as some people are here, to see a caution, right up, getting up to the speeds.
Yeah, and while we get a chance to have a little break right now, I do want to remind you guys that Wednesday night it will be a more trucks action. This time we're heading to Watkins Glen up in the truck series, so yeah, keep an eye out for that. That is this Wednesday night. I'm assuming it'll be Captain Dead Dad and Big Jim once again, and then we go back here on Thursday night with our Xfinity series and the Cup Series doubleheader. And yet I'm gonna pull up where the Xfinity series is heading to because, when it comes
Road
to
America.
Road America, thank you for that extra days, thank you. Road America will be hosted for the Xfinity Series, and of course for the Cup Series that you'll see Thursday night following the Xfinity Series race will be none other than Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. So Mid-Ohio for Cup, Road America for Xfinity. So it seems like all three series have different road courses. But yet, before we even get to road course weekend, you best believe that we can't stop our coverage tonight here at Talladega. Two teammates going side by side, no choose cone. So yeah, that's going to be, the field is going to be the way it is as you see it. Mike G will be the one who will be going to the restart zone, and then we'll get back to green flag action here at Talladega.
It's going to be very close. How much will these guys push as we see Chevys in the second row? Maybe they might work together. Great jump by Mike, and in fact, it might help his teammate now if he can go up there and get a little bit of draft. It's going to be close. Nah. Or he's going to get right up to the 14. I would have said this if I was the 14. Maybe let his teammate by. Maybe, let him know a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Well, real quick, Obi is right there, right behind him, and we've seen how great Obi is at super speedways. So far, Mike G is blocking Fire Slayer, and yet, by the way, we do have 25 laps to conclude the end of the race, and yet they will have to go one more time for a second pit stop.
I don't think we might have to at this point because of how aggressive they're driving. I think that we're probably gonna have another caution. In the back right here, they're going 3-4 wide.
Let's go ahead and keep an eye on the back. Go ahead and someone keep an eye on there for me. Meanwhile, up front, the top three, it is Mike G, it is Ubi, and it is Hot Seat Driver in a 44 Masopes. And you best believe that Fire Slayer is going to help his boss out to get up there. And think about how cool it would be for Masopes. He not only got a chance to have a great win last Thursday night at Darlington, but yet he can come in here and get a chance to have a huge win up in the Cup Series.
I know someone who's very happy, and that's like Nike. If he doesn't win this race, he has to be happy and glad to see what the SHR brought him to this track. He's, I believe, won both stages, so good point stage for him, especially, for these Fords as an overall manufacturer.
Perfect, that.
Yeah, but yet the thing is, though, is that the last time we see someone winning back-to-back stages was last Thursday with Brody at Darlington, but yet, yeah, I believe it was Brody at Darlington. Correct if I'm wrong, someone. But either way, that person did not win the race. So
Did they hit the auto?
they did have the Auto Club race, and but right now it ain't about Auto Club. It is about here at Talladega with your leader and Mike G. And yet, you best believe the experience is ahead for Mike G. He's blocking Ubi as much as you can.
Interesting breakup in the mid pack. It feels
Yep.
like majority of them just went on the outside for kind of out of nowhere.
And real quick, I do want to let people know that yes, that is Masopes up in the 44. I will show you guys him real quick before we get back up to our leader. Yes, that is Masopes right there in the 44.
And sorry to sort of interrupt you right here, but we have seen most of the Chevys right now are in their own separate pack back here. As we see, it is Joker, the 8-car, Brody, Crab, McCard, multiple other Chevys right now are all back here together between 11th and like 20th right now. They might be planning up to do something right here. They are all back here together.
Well, I mean, there goes my question if the manufacturers have been over, but the thing is, though, we've seen Ford working with Fords, but yeah, we've also seen some Ford working with a Toyota. I mean, we saw it earlier in, I think, stage 1 with the Fords and up in the Toyota color. And let's go ahead.
Chevy's
Go ahead.
Chevy's starting to bring up their game a little bit here.
Chevy's realized how much this is important, because the last time that a Storehouse SHR driver won a restrictor plate racetrack, that was on the first race of the season with Nobes taking home the first win of the season, who currently has 2 wins right now down for Nobes, and you best believe Mike G wants to be the second SHR driver to go home at a restrictor plate track win.
I mean, right now we do have Riley right behind them with Masopes. Knowing them two, yeah, I expect a lot of them backing up when it comes. There we go, right there. Masopes is backing up and trying to create a big run and go to the high line and hopefully pass Mike and them. Yeah.
Right now, I think this is it's going to be an interesting point of the race, because, I mean, Kluge said that we could end up seeing a caution. I just don't think, we have the potential to see a caution. I mean, there could be, and I could be wrong, but as quick as these drivers are, I mean, I don't see it being a possibility. So, I mean, they're going to have... I mean, I was going to say, they're going to have to work some sort of strategy. I mean, in the Xfinity Series, 2 tires ain't your best friend. What matters right now is trying to keep all 4 tires. Especially with them having 13, maybe 12 laps now on fuel.
But just coming down to the end of this perfect race. Great time watching this and seeing the high line work a lot of times. It fails, but they keep trying and hopefully they will prevail.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. Did Herrera get loose off there? Yeah, he did get loose, but yet they allowed him, I think that was Mobizer that allowed him back up to the racetrack. With, I believe, they're approaching down to the line, 17 to go, come up to the line.
Maybe there might be some early takers for pit road.
Wouldn't be surprised.
If you was the driver / the crew chief, what would you be telling yourself or tell your driver? Just go ahead and stay out as long as you can and try to hope for the best, or do you think that you need to go out there? Because think about this though, with Riley and the rest of the cars behind Mike G, they have a chance to save plenty of fuel. For Mike G, he is wasting all that fuel right now.
My plan, if I was a crew chief for these drivers, I would just say try to keep as much track position as you can, and try to do anything you could to try to save maybe a little bit of fuel or save a little bit of tire to eliminate seconds, literally milliseconds on pit road. Because at this point, this is the money stop. You can't make a mistake, and if you could try to find a way not to make a mistake and eliminate time on pit road, you have a great chance at winning this Talladega race.
Is Kluge still with us?
I am still with you. No worries.
I was wanting to see where he was at, buddy. I just wanted to make sure, see if he was okay.
Yeah, I just took a break. I was talking a lot. Alright, I'm back now. Yeah, but with that too, I think that they were like 3 to 4 laps short, weren't they? Because you can save 3 to 4 laps here for sure. If you're saving from the beginning of that run, you can save and make it. Which I think that could be what McCard, Brody, Crab, and Joker are all doing back here.
if you want to talk about talking too much, I mean, you got to think about who's the lead commentator right now. So yeah, I have to do all the talking. But nevertheless, though, great point right there, Kluka. As right now, it is still Mike G who's currently the leader. And you got to think about this though. For Mike G and Ubi, they don't have any teammates. I mean, for Mike G's sake, he can either run with, for Masoph's sake, he can either run with Mike G or Ubi, or stay with Fire Slayer. Fire Slayer in the 12. I mean, he could play a huge factor at the end of this race, with especially as they're approaching up to 14 laps to go, and they also have now at least 9 laps on fuel.
I think, to be honest, that they come in within the next 3 to 4 laps.
3 people came in: Crab, the 42, and the 8. Captain, Brody, Crab.
That doesn't shock me though that Brody ends up coming in. Brody has a lot of strategy that he ends up throwing through, which I like the idea of Brody doing that, but seems like the time I don't.
But the problem is
So
though,
you gotta take more fuel.
But the problem is though, is that you're getting your chance to be a lap down. I mean, if it goes green, it's not going to be in your favor. So I'm looking forward to seeing what type of strategy CGR is making right now.
For sure, for sure.
I mean, because like you think the knowledge that staying out there will be a great thing instead of just coming down early, because you still have almost half the field still out there.
You know, another thing too with strategy. Imagine how many cars are going to be separated from each other, and if you play the same strategy with one of your teammates, 3 teammates, that'd be 3 cars against people who are a single car, which is a huge difference.
So there's one thing I did not like about that strategy between Brody and Crab. The fact that they end up coming in so early in this, like, at least 15 to 20 car pack right here is still out here. It's not going to help them out. They aren't going to stay the same, like, 207, 8 miles per hour. They'll probably go max and pushing to 204. Well, they are not going to keep up the same exact pace that this pack is going. Well, so it's not going to really...
And, go ahead. But at the same time, even when you said, Luca, with the pack of cars, Crab is not in that pack with them. So that's even more just digging yourself a grave, and just knowing that you pitted way too early. 13 laps, you gotta take more fuel than people would have. But at the end of the day, the plan worked out. It did. If it didn't, we have next race.
And
you'll learn from it.
Right.
Okay. Go ahead, Melissa. Go
ahead. But yeah, you'll learn. You take notes from this race. Know what works and what doesn't work.
I agree, but yet right now they're approaching up to 11 laps to go. But the problem is that field is catching up pretty quick on Crab, and Crab will end up being 2 laps down if that's the case, and that is something that Crab does not need. I mean, if I was Crab, I would just get in front of the leaders. But yet, and here comes Ubi. I don't know if Ubi is going to pit or if Masos is going to pit.
But Crab has been on the edge of a lot of the admins recently. I mean, I like Crab as a dude, but I don't see him realistically cutting down in front of them unless he is sort of in the mood to get in trouble. But I really don't think that Crab would do something like that. But at the same time, Crab fit himself in right there perfectly. He's got to hope when this huge pack is down into the pits right here, he grabs his lap back, a caution ends up coming through. He snags it and just wins it. That's what he's got to hope for at this point.
And not only that, but yet these drivers are slowly approaching up to Brody and Captain Jack unless they go to pit road right now.
Pit.
Yeah, good call right there from the drivers. Some are coming down to pit. You guys definitely need to keep an eye on this pack because we could see some wrecks potentially off of 4.
How many laps do we have left? Do you got a report on how many laps?
I do. 10 laps to go. Coming up to 9.
There's the whole field coming down in.
Oh man.
Mike hits Riley.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. Oh, big wreck coming down in. Mike and Riley both sped, I think. Mike and Riley.
I don't think they sped. I don't think they sped. I don't think that they sped because
they did. That was close. Mike Hey, Discord. Mike just said thanks, Riley. I think Mike just got a penalty.
Oh no.
Mike got a penalty.
Listen,
IMG
and guess
got
what?
a
Mike breaks
penalty.
over.
Riley said he didn't want to get run over. That's what I was trying to say, anticipating him getting run
Riley.
over.
Riley and Mike
man.
both get a speeding penalty. Oh no! And
that-
Drunkfest and fire. Drunkfest fire too. So many
Drunkfest-
main drivers. Drunkfest
That's
Riley. Drunkfest Riley.
Quick of a snap, man.
Hold on, guys, hang on. Now, even though that stings right there, but yet look who came out first. That is the 44 Masopes, and yet he's got always Joker right behind him. Once when Nobes leaves the pit road, I will tell you exactly who the leader is. And right now, it's looking to be Big Jim as the leader. Big Jim as the leader.
Right now, Dallin gets out well too with that 32 car. Dallin is one of my picks for this race. It was both Dallin and the other dude, Dallin and Mike. Sorry for the other dude thing. I don't know why I said that. But Dallin right now is in a good spot to get a chance at his first career win. He's had a bunch of strong starts recently. Had a good run at Pocono. Made a good effort for it. It just came up short. And here, he could finally get his first career win in that 6 car.
But yeah, right now, the bigger picture is you have Big Jim, who struggled earlier in the race, getting pushed by a man who's now getting his lap back and crab. So that Big Jim, even though he's by himself, he has the lead.
2i for the lead. 2i for the lead right here. As coming around the outside, Masopes. Will he be able to get him? Masopes hasn't been in the Cup Series, right? I think since the end of Season 1.
No,
he went down to the...
No, he came in Season 1 with me up in the broadcast booth. He raced the whole season in Season 2 as an Xfinity driver. He started up
won
in
the championship.
Won the championship. Yeah, he did win the championship, but he started up in the Cup Series up at the 22, but he went back down to the Xfinity Series and the 32, giving Ski Mask Sleazy a 22 ride.
Yeah. Right now, he is looking to get that Cup Series win. He has not had one in so long. But right now, too, we got to watch out for the 2 main runners this season, too. Joker and Heredia have had a terrible first stage 1 and 2, as well as McCard. And now they are 2, 3, 4.
But the thing is, though, is that Big Jim is still our leader right now, guys. Big Jim is still our leader.
Yeah. Where is Big Jim currently at?
Big Jim's saving fuel.
He is saving fuel right now. He is slowing down right now. If I can find him, there he is. He is.
As right now, it looks like the group of lap car, the people who sped are trying to unlap themselves. They will Big Jim. I remember I said he ended up losing the draft. His race was pretty much over. But now Big Jim out of the middle of nowhere. Could he go back to back with a fuel saving win?
This is really impressive right now, here, guys.
This will be crazy.
This will be.
But right now, coming into the picture, though, I don't want to say this, but Big Jim has got to get going. They are right now passing the start-finish line right now, and Big Jim's exiting too. They have gained a ton.
He's going to pit. The moment that I will help you guys out once when I get an update on his situation.
Go for Big Jim at this point. Splash and go.
Big Jim just wanted to lead some laps. He wanted to get the extra two-point bonus, I think, for that leading laps right there. Help him out in points today.
Splash and go
but
for
right
the
now,
car.
watch out for that 20 machine. That 20 machine on the highway.
Splash and go.
Splash and go for Big Jim.
Masopes is just now coming around.
He might be able to get this. Jim is getting going. Jim's back going.
No way.
He's gonna have to stay.
This is going to be crazy.
Oh my god.
And I'm thinking
Big Jim's gonna have to do something right here. He's gonna have to hold this bottom lane. There's gonna be a wreck. I got a feeling coming here.
No.
They're gonna have a huge run.
It won't be so. Oh god, it's gonna be crazy, guys. It's gonna be crazy.
4 to go. Wait, we're coming down to 3 to go, right?
3 to go. Yes, 3 to go.
This time, three to go this
This
time.
man Jim, if he wins this race, he is legendary.
Oh, they're coming quick though. They're
Big Jim
coming
has
quick.
got to block this run right here by the main
Oh,
pack.
what's
These
gonna
are
happen?
pretty much all the,
Oh,
these are
boy.
all the main runners. They are gonna need to go higher on Big Jim, which that will make
Oh,
a
they
3-4
push. Here
run.
comes the
Here we
Here comes the
go.
Soaps. Here comes
The
the
subs.
The Soaps to the outside.
This is huge.
Oh,
black bike,
Lavardia.
black
Oh,
bike.
3 wide, 4 wide.
wide, Mr.
Oh my
Soaps.
God.
Oh, he against the 10.
Lavardia makes a move.
How crazy would it be if the 10
Wow.
car could get this sub?
2 to go, right?
I believe
Yeah,
we are at the
Yep,
2 to go
coming
right
to
now.
1 to go.
We get Soaps.
Coming down the 1
Hey,
to
listen,
go.
you know,
This time to
someone
the
took a
outside.
big win. You know,
To
someone
the
took a big win
outside.
for
right
this.
now.
Dude, the Lava caught a huge
Oh!
win.
The
This is a big win
38,
for the Lava.
38, down low.
There comes the
The
outside.
38's
Oh, here's the
around.
20. Here comes the
color.
Toyota.
The
38's
Toyota.
around. 38's race
Here
is
we
over.
go. This is the end.
Oh, I
battling.
was the 38 going to 5 wide.
The 44 should have went to the
It's up to
bottom.
him.
The 44
Oh
should have
my
went.
God,
Oh,
what a
man.
race.
He should have stayed to the bottom.
Color's
Three
going
wide.
to the
Oh, Dallin. There we go. Big wreck.
Oh my
Big
God.
wreck.
There goes the
McLaren's
9.
around.
One car.
Lavardia died. I mean, not Lavardia. The 9 died.
Oh, the 10 battling. It's
Here we
Toyota.
go.
One, two,
White
three,
flag.
and 4. 1, 2, and 4.
Guys,
1, 2.
guys,
Color
guys,
win
Oh,
his
contact. Big time
White
contact.
flag.
Huge run coming from the 6 car. 6 car has a
Wait.
massive
Oh.
run. It was a
Wait,
6 car,
can
3 wide.
Can Color win his first race coming out
Oh,
of
the 10 car's gonna make a move here.
Can he
boy.
win his first race out of route?
It's Toyota, man. It's gonna be close to Toyota.
Huge run coming from that 10.
Coming through the
It's gonna be
triangle
a
right now.
lady.
It's gonna be enough.
Ready.
No.
It is going to be Color.
It
He's
is.
gonna
No,
win
it's
his
not.
first.
Will get his
Color
first
will
ever
win his first
Hennessy
win.
Performance League.
Wow.
Color with his first win coming
Color
out of
with
route.
his
This is one to go. This is one to go this time.
Oh,
One to go
no.
this time.
They're still racing.
Oh, wait,
They're still
one
racing.
more?
Guys,
go.
guys, calm down.
This is gonna be crazy.
Guys.
Y'all had me scared.
Hold on.
Huge run from
Guys,
Heredia.
Wait,
Huge
hold on.
Heredia.
Oh, he zipped him. He
Joker
left him
coming with
out.
him. 3 wide.
There's already
Heredia.
him
Oh, big wreck. Soaps.
He left him out to dry. It's gonna be Toyota. Looks like on the bottom.
Big
But on the back.
Jim.
Oh, contact.
Oh boy.
3
4
wide.
wide.
3 wide.
4 wide. 4 wide. 5
1, 2,
wide.
3.
Oh, big
Oh,
wreck.
they're wrecking.
Big time
Oh my
wreck.
God.
Coming
Color
down to
won
the
this.
line.
And then big.
I Dallin.
Color's going to win
Color
this
will
race.
get it.
He's gonna
Wow.
win. 1, 2,
It was
3.
so
Joker.
exciting.
Color got it.
Oh my God.
Big Jim will
What
pull out the
a
strategy.
Oh my God. All Toyota. Oh. Oh my God. Hang on. I gotta get. Guys, hold on, guys. Let's take a deep breath right now. Oh my God, what a finish this was. Color with the win. Can I get a?
Strong though. Games came.
Can I
Games
get
came
a?
strong though.
Can someone help me get Color up in the boost, please? I
Dude,
need-
Big Jim.
got you,
Big
I got
Jim did the strategy, came up and
Big Jim. That was awesome. Awesome. JGR a win here tonight, guys.
Man, this is something to look forward to, and
Wow. Oh my God. I gotta get Color up in here.
See the post-race interviews, and I can't wait to see the
All right,
lap
hang
times,
on.
man.
Hey, whenever the top 3 gets here, let me go ahead and ask some questions, and I'll get to you guys. All right? Oh my
Gotcha.
Lord. And where's the 18 at? Bobby Love.
breathe.
Bobby
fastest
Love.
lap will go to
Bobby Love.
Cue Ball fan. 46.
All right, Bobby Love. All right, I got Jim up in here. I got Keller up in here. Let's see if I can get old Bobby up in here. All right, there's our race winner, Color. Now let's get his teammates up in here. Color, you got the copy, buddy? Hey, make sure you get your settings so way we can hear you. Buddy, what a race that was, man! Congratulations, man. Your was it? This is your first time racing in the 20 car? Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
This is my second one. I think I
Your
raced Richmond last week in the 20.
your
Oh,
second time, and yet you are up in
Yep.
victory lane. Congratulations, man! How do you feel right now?
I mean, I'm pretty ecstatic. I needed that one pretty badly because I've missed a couple races. I've had some bad luck. I mean, I had a hell of a team behind me. I mean, 20 car was fast tonight. Guys over at SAHR, they helped me out too. Those are my boys.
You're welcome.
JGR guys hooked me up. So I am ecstatic right now.
I'll say we're trying to get your teammates up in here because teammates 1, 2, and 3 tonight. How do you feel about that?
Oh man.
I mean, the plan was that we were going to work together as best as we could. I mean, Bobby Love, he got knocked back early. Jim had some bad luck. KU B-ball fan, he had some bad luck too. I think he ended up over in like 19th or something like that. But we got hooked up at the right time, and Bobby had my back, and Nobes gave us a hell of a push on the outside. I didn't want to leave him, but I had to clear in. I couldn't waste the opportunity, especially coming to 1 to go or 2 to go.
Man, at that point, I mean, you made a huge move right there. I mean, not only that, but yet you led a pretty good stage, but you had no blues in it to Mike G. But yet, how does this win mean to you now? The fact that you got it out of your system, you're like, whew, what a relief. I mean, and plus you got your teammates up in the booth with you celebrating, man. How do you feel about that?
I love it. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. I mean, you got the monkey off my back, and so I was in pretty much a must-win situation, and got it done. Got it done.
And yeah, I want to welcome Bobby Love. Bobby, well, congratulations on the top 3 finish, man. How do you feel right now?
I feel great. Finally got a good finish. Take whatever I can get at this point. Glad I could push Larry to the win.
Now that, I mean, what does this top 3 mean to you now? I mean, with the team that you guys got, I mean, 1, 2, and 3. That is pretty awesome.
Me personally, I think that our Gibbs team is going to be pretty good here. Just got to start putting together some good finishes, and we'll be all right.
All right. Unfortunately, Big Jim cannot get a chance to join up in the booth. But yeah, let's go ahead. I'm going to ask Mosa if you have any questions for our leader and our runner-up.
Yeah, I'd just like to say one heck of a show you guys put on. But I'm gonna go over here to Color real quickly. Color, great job. You led a lot of laps. You won the race, obviously. But in those stages towards the end there, those SHR cars and Fords in general were starting to get faster. Did you think about playing any type of strategy to beat them out by any chance?
Well, honestly, we were working with the SHR cars. They are our amigos, I guess you could say. We pitted with them. We had the same strategy throughout the 3 stages. I mean, it was pit together, don't run each other over. I mean, at the end, I saw Mike G got ran over. He got a speeding penalty. But it was tank of gas, right sides every single time, and it worked all 3 times. I got on pit road good, didn't speed, and kept my nose clean. That's all that I wanted to do, and I accomplished it. I mean, the end of the stages, I knew that if I didn't have my teammates there, I was going to be a sitting duck, like as you guys saw at the end of stage 1. The 4 Fords that I was running with, they just left me, but I'm okay with it. It is what it is. I got points there. Stage 2, I think I finished 9th stage 2. I think I was running like top 3 at that point. 34 drove it underneath me, but it is what it is. I mean, I can't complain. I'm the one holding the checkered flag, so.
I was gonna say I was gonna ask you this, Color. I mean, we've seen you get a chance to run in the Daytona 500 earlier at the start of the season. You had your experience, as far as like manufacturer wars. But I'm gonna ask you a really good question. In your own opinion, do you believe the manufacturer wars are over after tonight?
Um, I I wouldn't necessarily say they're over. I mean, but the thing is that maybe the manufacturer war is over, yes, but you always have your friends that you're going to work with no matter what. That's I think that was a big reason why the manufacturer war was a thing. But I mean, I have my people that I'm true to, and they're gonna push me. I'm gonna push them at play tracks. It's just I've there's certain people that I've raced with for a very long time, and I'm just gonna be true to them. So
Yeah.
maybe no such thing as a manufacturer war anymore. We might be in different manufacturers, but I mean, I'm always gonna stay true to the people that have always worked with me. So
Well, now I'm gonna ask those who are up in the booth with me. I know most of them got a chance to ask a question. Kluka, do you have any questions for our winner and our runner-up?
I have a question for Color. You were front of the race there. How did you stay up there that whole entire race? Because I saw a lot of drivers getting shuffled out.
Can you repeat
you
that?
cut out at me a little bit, yeah.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Oh yeah, yeah. My mic's pretty bad, but a lot of drivers who were up front got shuffled out during the race. How do you stay up there pretty much that whole entire race, up in like first to fifth area?
I mean, I think some of it is kind of a product of play track racing on this game. Um, you don't want to be too aggressive because if you're too aggressive, you're gonna get shuffled. You just gotta pick your wars and your battles when they come. I mean, I didn't take a ton of risks, honestly. I definitely drove rather conservative, I guess you could say. But no, I mean, a lot of it's just getting off pit road, working with the people around you, and then just hoping your hat's still in the ring at the end, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Um, Last but certainly not least, Literature Days. Do you have any questions for our winner and our runner-up?
My question to Color is, damn, when you was back there, like back in that pack, knowing that you're down on points and you have to get a win to even stay into the playoff picture. Coming down to a few laps, even coming in the pit and seeing how many cars it was, did you think you was going to speed or somebody was going to bump you out the way or something?
I mean, that always goes through your head, especially at somewhere like a play track, because you're trying to get the most getting on. That certainly went through my head, but the less you think about it, the less likely it's going to happen, in my
Right.
personal opinion. I know coming off pit road, I think I was what were we, seventh and eighth, Rob?
Yeah, seventh, eighth, ninth, something like that.
Yeah. So we came off pit road, and I was kind of going to be in no man's land. I was looking for the ten of Heredia, because I think he was two cars in front of me, but I knew I had friends behind me, so I'm like, do I stick up front? Um, do I drop back and grab them? Luckily, I did drop back enough to pick them up, and those are the two that pushed me to the front. So we kind of got a break. I mean, whatever happens on the front stretch, I think going into one, I think it was just a mad scramble once everybody got the gym.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of brought everybody back together, and then we just worked the run. I mean, we kept it strong on the high side. I think there may have possibly been a little bit of a lag at the front that definitely helped us a little bit. Because I think if there wasn't that, we probably would have needed at least one more car, and I don't necessarily think that anyone was going to jump up and or jump behind those. So
Um, well, here now we're getting ready to ask our runner-up and our race winner, their final thoughts and what their direction is as far as the way they feel about tonight and what they can do as far as moving forward to Mid Ohio on Thursday. I'm gonna start off with you, Bobby. Any final comments you want to say before we hop off the air?
Yeah, it was just it was a good run all around by the Gibbs team. Um, just gotta continue to put together solid finishes and get some points going. Thursday is definitely gonna be rough, but try our best at Mid Ohio.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Color. Any final comments you want to say?
I think it was a great race. Obviously, I won, so yeah, of course I'm gonna think it's a great race. Um, but no, like I said, I appreciate my Gibbs teammates. I appreciate the people that helped me tonight. And like I said, the 20 car was fast. I kept my nose clean going forward. Yeah, I mean we got a new teammate in KU. Obviously, Jim's back on the team after his hiatus for a little while. I got traded over here. Rob got brought up. We finally got the pieces together. Um, so hopefully put something together. I mean, we're pretty far down in the point standings for a team total, but I think we can put it together. I mean, I don't necessarily see us winning a team championship
Yeah.
because obviously how far down we are,
Mhm.
but I mean, we can definitely still make some noise. Going into Thursday, Mid Ohio is definitely not my strong suit. I mean, road course in general are not my strong suit, but I'm going in with a win, so I can take some chances and not have to worry in a sense.
And not only that, but yeah, you guys can get a chance to celebrate with your new teammate because Eric Jones fan is going to the 61 in the Xfinity Series for Thursday. So get a chance to meet him up there. And all in all, congratulations to both of you guys and Big Jim on a great run tonight. Oh man, what an incredible race this was tonight! I can't thank you guys enough. Up in the booth, which was Kluka, Mosa, Eric Jones fan, or not Eric Jones fan. Sorry, Electric Days, bad watch. But anyways, thank you guys for helping me out. It was a lot of fun. Um, I hope you guys had a great time watching this race. Don't forget, Wednesday night we will have our coverage for the Truck Series at Watkins Glen. And then it is road course doubleheader. That is right. Thursday's doubleheader. It will be the Xfinity Series at Road America, and then the Cup Series at Mid Ohio. From all of us, from the booth, from the drivers, from everyone in the league, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you click that notification bell. Follow us on Instagram at Hennessy Performance League, and we'll see you guys Wednesday night for the Truck Series. But from all of us here, saying so long and good night, everybody.